Usually when we talk about the healthcare safety net, you picture something designed to catch you when you fall. But what if you looked closer and realized that net is actually woven in a way that traps you instead? Welcome to today's deep dive.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, our mission for you today is to really untangle the hidden ecosystems of behavioral healthcare.
Right.
We're looking at sources that reveal how systemic structural incentives leave psychiatric patients incredibly vulnerable, like economically, legally, and medically.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because to truly understand this crisis, we have to, start by following the money.
And following the money leads straight to the structural flaws in for-profit psychiatric chains. I mean, if we look at massive Department of Justice settlements, like Universal Health Services paying out $122 million.
Jeez.
Yeah, or Acadia Healthcare paying nearly $20 million. We see a system focused heavily on maximizing reimbursement, rather than clinical recovery.
Wait, I have to challenge that premise a bit because, psychiatric care takes time, right?
Sure, it does.
So if a hospital is keeping a patient for weeks, aren't they doing it because the person is severely ill and, actually needs long-term inpatient care? How do we know it's just a cash grab?
Well, what's fascinating here is how the timing of the discharges exposes the motive. It's called the revolving door phenomenon.
Okay.
These facilities are often paid on a per diem basis, or they hit a lucrative lawsome threshold after a specific number of days.
Oh, I see where this is going.
Yeah, and the DOJ data showed this stark pattern where lengths of stay magically aligned with exactly when a patient's insurance day is maxed out.
Wow.
And then once that financial well runs dry, the patient is abruptly discharged, regardless of their clinical progress.
Oh, wow. I mean, it's like a hotel intentionally holding a guest hostage just because the corporate card hasn't hit its limit yet.
Exactly. That's a perfect way to put it.
But then, if private hospitals are carefully curating their guest list based on who has the best insurance payouts, what happens to the uninsured or really complex patients?
They just get shut out of the private system entirely, which causes this devastating spillover effect into public facilities. Take Virginia, for example.
Okay, what happens in Virginia?
They have a bed of last resort law, meaning state hospitals legally cannot turn away patients who are involuntarily committed.
Wait, so they have to take everyone?
Exactly. Since private facilities cherry-pick the profitable cases, the state hospitals have to absorb everyone else. They end up operating at over 95% capacity.
But that sounds incredibly dangerous.
It is. It's way beyond the 85% safe clinical limit.
Which creates total system gridlock. I mean, the sources highlight people waiting an average of 40 hours just for a bed.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
It's gotten so bad it leads to this wild practice of law enforcement drop-offs. Police officers basically abandoning patients at the state hospital intake because they literally cannot wait any longer.
The system is entirely choked by its own design.
So while these private facilities are extending stays just to max out insurance days, what kind of care are these patients actually receiving while they wait? I mean, are they getting comprehensive therapy or just being heavily medicated?
Often it's heavily reliant on medication. And the way these newer psychiatric drugs interact with their bodies is widely misunderstood.
How so?
Well, take olanzapine. It's notorious for causing weight gain, but advanced research reveals something far more insidious.
Okay.
It causes a direct paradoxical insulin resistance. The drug fundamentally disrupts how the gut, liver, and pancreas talk to each other.
Wait, really?
Yeah, tricking the body into mishandling blood sugar long before a single pound is ever gained.
Here's where it gets really interesting. You'd think the obvious fix is just prescribing a newer drug, right? Like loracidone, which is marketed under the brand name Latuda.
Right, which is marketed as metabolically safe, but it carries a steep trade-off.
Okay.
It poses severe, often irreversible motor risks. It's a condition called tardive dyskinesia, where the patient suffers from uncontrollable muscle movements.
Oh, man.
And because the drug is pushed as highly tolerable, doctors might get a false sense of security and completely miss the early tremors before the damage becomes permanent.
It's like turning off your home security alarm because the beeping is annoying, only to leave the front door wide open. You solve the immediate nuisance, but you create a permanent, silent vulnerability.
Yeah, a vulnerability that incredibly follows them out of the hospital and straight into their personal bank accounts.
Right, we're talking about the Social Security Administration's Representative Payee Program.
Yes.
When a severely mentally ill person is deemed incapable of managing their disability checks, An institutional payee steps in to manage the money.
And it's a system handling billions of dollars, and the fraud mechanism is shockingly simple.
How does it work?
Well, these institutional payees charge the patient for room and board while simultaneously controlling all of their assets. They essentially just pay themselves out of the patient's account.
Hold on. The source has mentioned an executive at an organizational payee, literally named Payers, who embezzled over $107,000.
Yeah, you can't make this up.
I mean, was their legal counsel a cartoon villain? How does the SSA look at a name like Payers and just hand over huge retroactive checks from unaware homeless beneficiaries?
Well, it's because the SSA's administrative loophole allows it. Historically, they failed to even audit 52% of the financial reports they requested.
Over half.
Yeah, over half. So payees realized nobody was actually checking their receipts, making it incredibly easy to siphon funds completely undetected.
So what does this all mean? Like, how does a federal program explicitly designed to protect the vulnerable morph into the ultimate tool for their exploitation?
I think if we connect this to the bigger picture, it really highlights a regulatory apparatus that is totally incapable of enforcing oversight. There is virtually no external checking in any of these systems.
It's a relentless gauntlet to survive.
Ah.
Psychiatric patients are pushed through optimized corporate billing, shuffled into overcrowded state hospitals, subjected to paradoxical drug side effects, and left at the mercy of unmonitored financial managers.
Exactly. The structural incentives aren't just failing to catch the patients. They are actively pulling the strings tighter.
Which leaves you with one final question to ponder. If the structural incentives of the American healthcare system inherently penalize the most vulnerable, can regulatory settlements ever actually fix the root problem? Or are multi-million-dollar fines just the cost of doing business?